hao ma, and good evening. ARL is making its first ever station in Shanghai, and we are going on the first quick lap with found the record. Eternal first corner sequence, second corner sequence. Difficult to accelerate, easy to lose time. First hairpin. Then the long sweeping corners. It can so easily spell drama and so easily pave the road to quick lap. Difficult braking zone because it's never straight. Different accelerating zone, double apex. And now second snail corner. Again eternally to the right. It's all very civilized and one of the longest straights of the season. A little bit of slipstream coming up, but not from the teammate. Hit the anchor. Good apex. Accelerate early enough. Slight dogleg out of the penultimate corner. Don't do a Giovinazzi and finish the lap. And go on P1 that immediately becomes P2 with 6/10 of a difference. Immediately becomes P3 behind his temporary teammate 13 edge, because P4 behind Lucas. Yes, the lap had a little touch of conservatism, but it's always good to have an anchor lap in the early stages of every qualifying. According to one of my memories, these curbs here, like some in Bahrain, have been called killer curbs in the past. It's good to touch them on a cool down lap. Oh boy, if it is a hot lap, it can go wrong. Here Nico Rosberg lost the lead in 2010. Yes, this corner has been difficult to navigate for many people. To Aston Martin's information of the slipstream exercise was just coincidence.
Less than one lap of fuel left now, the tank's pretty much empty.
Looks like slipstream exercise. Also hit the apex well, but is down in battery. What does that mean? Both are headed to the pits. And apparently the Aston Martin radio is off for the moment. No voices to be heard. Currently 2 Haas in row 4. And we have the Ferrari driver currently in lap as well, as I see on another device. 2 Ferraris are currently looking at P13 and P14. We have a full field, which is beautiful. 20 starters, 20 drivers, every car is being occupied. That should do for some good maneuvers during the race. And never forget,
complete. Everyone be aware, we've got a car leaving the garage.
Shanghai, even the pit lane is an issue. Just think back to the memorable race of 2007 that cost the certain sensational rookie his first ever title. Of course, also the legendary Costa Maldonado once used the pit entrance for a crash, but was not so championship deciding. The circuit itself came into Formula 1 in 2004, and at the time it was not particularly loved. Well, you can see why. It's not downtown Shanghai, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's actually supposedly in a swamp area, and so the flair of the big city is missed on this particular location or facility. And it does have the typical Tilke characteristics with at least one very long straight, heart-breaking zones, but to give the man credit, he not only designed the tire killer, but the races have been quite good over the years. Okay, in 2004 it was clear that Ferrari would win, but it was with Barrichello, while Michael had one of his worst weekends of the year. In 2005, Renault clinched the manufacturer's championship, despite the fact that Fisichella left too much of a gap when entering the pits behind Alonso. And in 2006, it was raining at the start, and Michael scored his last win, equaling Alonso 4 points, but then losing out on the championship in Suzuka because of an engine failure. So, let's see, Richard already started this lap with a bit more.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
Well, it looked like it at the time. Now from 2/10 advantage, it's down to 400s. But a bit more confidence here and there. A bit of a wider line in the entry, a bit of a narrower line at the apex. A little later braking, a little more risk. The banker lap has been set, now it can be a bit of risk taking. Accelerate a little earlier, yes. Brake a little later. Downshift in the middle of that one, that's the first time I've seen that. What seems to at least not be a disadvantage. Remains within 8 thousandths of his prior time all through the straight. Now funnily enough he loses time, that indicated the tire wings. And that is a mistake. Cost of blitz 1.9 tenths of a second. Last apex is better, but something is off, and there is no improvement of the time. Well, that was weird. The last sector between the last hairpin and the start finish line looked pretty normal. It's hard to say where these 2/10 went, but there is one lap left in the famous last 5 minutes where the race is anyway. But the non-improvement from Ricard's side has caused him positions in the provisional grid, dropping from P6 to P8. Of course, it's hard to see who came in front, because apparently there was no new pole position time set. Habit would suggest that Reifler is pretty much in front, but we don't know. We will know in 6 to 9 minutes. The lap itself, with just over 1.5 minutes, is reasonably long. As is the time it takes my internet connection to deal with this straight. But here we go at the end. Another possibility to exercise the pit entry. It's a late braking, which caused Kubica to collide with Trulli in 2009 in the rain, at the day when Red Bull scored their first ever victory. And it was a double victory too. Vettel ahead of Webber, ahead of Jensen Button, as the Dutch commentary likes to call him. So, yeah, first 2 years were not magnificent, but the third year saw a dramatic last win of the Michael. The fourth year saw the dramatic title loss in the beginning from a certain Lewis Hamilton, who had led the first half of the race, and then God only knows why, made a wrong tire choice. The conspiracy theorists would say that it was the FIA or Bernie Ecclestone making sure that McLaren would somehow lose him the title because of Spygate, but we don't want to dive into that. 2008 saw not a very dynamic race, but a very controlled drive from Hamilton, which laid the ground for his first title at last. 2009, as I already said, a very, very wet race. 2010 was a very interesting one. It showed a dry start, then a wet continuation, then a drying up, and then a very, very wet end with a McLaren double victory. Again, Jensen Button ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Nico Rosberg third on that day. 2011 saw a beautiful late charge from Hamilton in a race that was only the third ever on the Pirelli tires. And Vettel, who was the dominant driver at the time, and his Red Bull had some radio problems, and then as a result only did 2 stops in comparison to 3 with the rest of the field, and Hamilton went past a couple of laps from the end.
Okay, when you're ready, let's go.
2012 saw the first ever modern Mercedes victory in the hands of Nico Rosberg after a double pole with Michael Schumacher, and Schumacher losing the wheel after his pit stop. 2013 saw the penultimate, will you believe it, the penultimate victory of a certain Fernando Alonso, only followed by one other win of the guy in his last year, no, his penultimate year at Ferrari. 2014 was a Mercedes demonstration, quite a peaceful one at that point. 2015, another Mercedes demonstration, but less peaceful because Rosberg was walking up a bit because Hamilton was driving too slow or backing into Vettel, and Rosberg didn't have the overspeed to pass, but either da. With hindsight, it seems that it would have been possible because Abu Dhabi 2016, then China 2016, Hamilton had technical issues in qualifying, had to start from last, got his front wing broken by Felipe Nasser, first lap in the second corner. Ricardo led the opening laps before the tire blowout. Rosberg won easily in the end. Fiat earned his torpedo nickname from the Vettel at that start. Kimi Räikkönen was not amused. 2017 is another half dry, half wet race. Started in wet conditions with Vettel very badly placed in his Ferrari. Valtteri Bottas showed that he does not only have good races in the Mercedes, but the second in Mercedes. But finished the first race only a couple of car lengths behind Hamilton. The second one saw him spin in the safety car phase. Others have done it too, but the fact that it has Grosjean and Russell so far indicates that it is not a too great to these things happen. And on we go. Last flying lap, no safety car. Good speed to start the lap. That looks like a lot of braking in the first 2 corners. Usually I prefer to have the car rolling a bit more there, but maybe dynamics have changed. No, the dynamics have not changed. It is not the fastest way to navigate this corner for Mr. Ritter. He has by now dropped to P13 in between the two halves. Now he needs to get something out of the sleeve. Here a bit wide is still okay because you can then straighten into that next corner, yes, but now you need to step on the noisy pedal. Get the next apex well, yes, a bit on the careful side. Still very careful, he doesn't seem overly comfortable on the circuit yet. Now let's see what the straight tells about the wings. The same wings as in the first outing, with not losing anything significantly. Another wide apex. It is a little corner, but he keeps 2/10, and he's still 2/10 better. What does that mean? It means P10. Head of catcher at the moment, and in the middle of the field. We have the Heats in pole. We have Alfa Romeo looking poised to take second place in the constructor standings if this were to stay like this. Lewis P2, just 200. Super P5, 3/10. 1 second covering. Just about covering the first 13. No, first 14. Not anymore. The first 12 by now. Reifler making it a Red Bull front row. Have we ever had that in China? We might have had it in 2009. Not quite. No, we didn't, because Fernando Alonso was second in quali in 2009. We certainly didn't have it in 2010. Or no. We might have had it in 2010. Yes, 2010 sounds good. Yes. 2011 it wasn't, 2012 it wasn't, 2013 it wasn't, and so on and so on. And since the pandemic we haven't yet officially had a real F1 race in China yet. The return is said to be in this very year in 2024. Now Danny seems to struggle a bit, he's 1.5 seconds behind the rest. But the rest is covered by 2 seconds, which is a reasonably fair gap considering it's a 90-second lap, so all within 2.2% for the first 19 and then 4.5% for the first 20. Well, it will be entertaining. It will be entertaining to see that first lap from the middle of the field.
Too far off.
And then to have a look at the last few races in 2018. It was a late safety car that made the race dynamic in the closing stages, and a certain Daniel Ricciardo on a Red Bull took advantage of it, scoring his third win from last. After that he only won Monaco 2018 and Monza 2021. In 2019 there was another Mercedes demonstration, and after 2019 the circuit hasn't seen any official F1 action. I think in 2019 Bottas got the pole, but Hamilton got the better start, if I remember correctly. Starting on hard seems to be a good idea here because of the very long right-handers. The lighter the car gets, the less it should eat the tires, and it will eat the tires. There is no doubt about that. The weather should have been fine, I believe. Looked dry. To not go with minimal tire pressure seems interesting. Yes, it's dry weather. Like in 2004 and 5, 8 and other years. Lights out, away we go. ARL is go in China. And now, to stay on the inside is a good idea. And finally it starts to pay off. Even if it does become the outside. But of course, well, with that slide from the McLaren, the advantage of the good line is annihilated. It's getting tight, but they all seem to make it through. And that is net 1 place gain. Let's look at the map. We have quite an interruption between the first part of the field.
All right, let's focus now for the rest
the
of the
back
race.
part, one Ferrari that Mr. Danny is a bit behind. We are still in the first part of the field. And we have 28 laps ahead of us. Now there is no need to do anything crazy on that straight yet, officially. That doesn't keep people from doing it anyway. Let's see. Oh, so far all civilized. Very nice, very nice. And we have, oh, we do have a spinner. Is that even a DNF? It is. Did Lewis perform a Giovinazzi, or was he helped? Well, whatever it is, we have a VSC at this very moment. So respect the Delta, pay particular attention to it, because in this circuit it might be notorious.
Virtual safety car, virtual safety car. Reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta. Caution, the virtual safety car has just been deployed due to build-up of debris on the track.
We do have a Ferrari in the pits, so maybe there was some wing damage in the first lap. Now, 1 place gained and Lewis out means that Rickard has arrived in the points by beginning at lap 2. On his hard tires, he is surrounded by medium runners, Hedgehog and Slayer, but it didn't seem to be a particular advantage for them so far. It'll be interesting if the VSC stops in the middle of the back straight. That would certainly make way for some interesting maneuvers into the hairpin, and it does indeed.
Okay, VSC
So,
ending. We're going
fingers
green.
crossed for not too
Maintain
much
positive
drama.
delta until the green flags.
Got drama already building.
Okay, the
Slayer
incident's
trying
been
to
cleared.
pass
Let's get
Rickard
back
and
up to
looking.
racing speed. Come on.
Oh, Rickard defending himself. Ooh. No collision yet. We won't have a fastest lap now because of the VSC, so we don't know who is leading, but it looks like either Reiter or the Heats, the two Red Bulls, are pulling away at the very front. And we already have lap 3, which means DRS. Of course, the fact that it was not the full safety car, but the VSC might be an advantage to the hard tire runners if they can keep it at the medium runners under a second, which is beginning to be challenging for Richter, but still possible. DRS detection is still very far away. We have a slight gap behind the leaders, and there is an Alpine looking in the wrong direction. Was that the last time winner, Brizin? Not prior
Let's
since
use
start
overtake
further at the
and
back.
burn off some of this energy.
But the runoff areas are big enough. At this point, no one has had to leave the session. Well, the Alpine is now at the back. 3 positions from rear. Rickard could activate the RS as we deal with the deep, so let's see who overshoots and who not. Everything is still very civilized, everyone paying good attention to their tires and their lines. And we have 13 edge with the fastest lap in lap 3. Would that point towards him choosing medium or even soft tires? Possibly. He is teammate of Rickard, so if Rickard were to ask for his teammate position, he might have a chance of hearing through his radio, but if not, we will find out later. Little maneuver between Cadillac and Hedgehog, but that was the same. Now we see that on the driver tracker, Max Duca is emerging as the leader of the second group and trying to put him back in touch with the first group. And apparently the Alpine was not alone, because Victor gained 2 positions. I noticed him on P10 in lap 2, and now it's already P8. So let's see, we have the 2 Red Bulls, then we have Max Duca, then the 2 Williams, then Hedgehog, Rickard, and Slayer, and Danny in the top 10. That means it's not Danny at the end, but the other Ferrari, the former streamer, still finding his feet on the pedals. Well, if one Alfa Romeo is out, the other one takes over the task of making the fastest lap, that case being Max Duca, and he seems to have closed the gap to DRS, so he is within DRS of the leaders. Don't know about the tires, we will at one point. Hedgehog still knocking at Cadillac's door, but not finding a way past despite the softer tires. China is not one of his favorite circuits. Well, it was not the most popular amongst the leagues in general, or now we are looking at an almost DRS cancelling gap. DRS activation somewhere around here, and no, he just stayed with him. Navigated well through the S. So there should be a beat in a moment. There we go. Safe distance to the ones before. Hedgehog finally passing 1 Williams, but it's not Van Cadillac, but Jumbo, who loses 2 positions. The Heats with the new fastest lap. Chrysler seems to have dropped back behind 13 edge. 2.24. Hedgehog P5 to 2 Williams P6, P7, and Rickard P8. And then the gap behind P9 comes later to Matt Breyer, so it will certainly indicate that it was the other Alpine. It was Prison who had a kind of incident in this place here. Whether it was a collision or whether it was a killer curve, we will know when after the race. This time there should be no danger of losing DRS. Does leave plenty of space, which makes Slayer attacking. And indeed, the pass seems to be made. Does he overshoot? Not dramatically. Now does Slayer lose DRS of Jumbo? He does. Does that lead to a re-attack? I don't think so. The start finish straight is very short. Slayer probably using some of his DRS. Well, Strict is using his DRS. Let's hope for them that they stay within DRS range. Amongst the 2 first sectors of lap 7. So far, it's looking very close. But overtaking maneuver might just have taken both of them out of DRS range. There is dust out in the window. No, should be fine. Okay, there's still all one big DRS train. At least from P4 to P8. And he has nothing to fear from behind. Save a bit of battery if possible. 43% is not too much. And we had a spin. Looks like Danny had a spin or a half spin in the long right-hander. And we have a quarter of the race complete. The lap time seemed to be reasonably stable. Richard is not losing much with personal best. Well, of course he does have DRS, but he might have had it in his personal best too. We have a first penalty time applied to Jumbo, at least in the visible field. 3 seconds for track limits. Field spread not too big. Everything is still possible.
The car ahead starting to create a gap. They're just starting to pull away from us now.
7 laps is probably still too early to see a significant difference between the white and the yellow tires. Not quite sure whether there seems to be a duel for P2. The second Red Bull is just passing 30 net. Suka in P4. Headset still P5, the 2 Williams P6, 7, Slayer P8, and the Richter P9. The circuit is not known for very safety cars, but it can happen, of course. The Williams and Headset are very close. But whilst they are very close to one another, they seem to have missed enough sucrose.
The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 of that. Well done.
So we now have a group of 4 at the front and a group of 5 behind. Unless of course the leader has broken away. I guess we don't know which one it is. It could be either the Heats or the Rifle. Everything seems to hold on steadily for Rickard, but he is not yet able to build up battery. At the end of the long straight, he will somewhere be in the 40s again, I presume. Something is not quite ideal yet, but nothing is lost yet. Slayer is continuing his attack, now on the cost of Jumbo, who might attack straight back. The wisdom of that is doubtable. in respect to Jumbo's teammates DRS. But it does make the fight here closer, and indeed they have lost. And Cadillac's DRS, which now cost Slayer 2 positions going into turn 1. Well, it did for a certain amount of time. Not anymore. We were thinking about having an attack in Slayer, but not doing it. But now we have 3 lead groups. We have the first 4, then we have 5 and 6, and now we have 7, 8, 9. We are looking at currently from the back. Jumbo, Slayer, Richter. Yep, they're definitely out of time Cadillac's DRS, so that means Jumbo will be, what was the word again? Either candy from a baby or sitting duck on the stack straight. At least in theory. Let's see how it goes in reality. Duck is swimming, not sitting, but it's not enough to prevent Slayer from passing again. And this time he completes the pass, at least until he has a wonderful, beautiful slide out of the hairpin and goes again. Now Jumbo is the one sliding, but no passes amongst start-finish straight this time. How big is the field spread amongst the lead group? Let's have a look. The leader is now in the middle of the hairpin. Yeah, must be about a 9-second gap. So all is still possible. We're in lap 11 now. But I believe Victor should try to find his way past these two, because Jumbo doesn't seem to be too fast, and Slayer will have to fight with his tires sooner rather than later, as the slide in the last lap already suggested. You could go 3 wide here, I see people go 4 wide in the pass. You might just see 3 wide in 10 seconds. No, we are not, but it's heating up. In 2018, at this very point, Max Verstappen had an impatient moment with Seb Vettel. Still 19 drivers remaining. No safety car after the VSC, the end of lap 1, when Lewis found the end of his race in the pit road. Time has come to try to pass Slayer on his aging medium tires. That is by now clear. He is still within Jumbo's DRS window, but he might be more vulnerable. He might even have another slide. No. No slide, and not even particularly vulnerable. And now we have a safety car. But why? There is a McLaren stationary.
Okay, listen, don't worry about it, mate. It can happen to the best of us. Now look, I've put a new strategy option for you in the MFD, so go and have a look.
Well, what could happen to the best of them?
Okay, copy that.
He's in the delta. We have 16 laps to go. That's a good time for going to the pits for any tire combination. We could do a Vettel here from 2016, but Slayer is fast enough. So, no surprise, all the leaders are in the pit. And we see that the Rifler has started on hard like
Okay, let's go now. Come on. Perfect
Slayer.
job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted
Consider
with
it
that.
soft. That is an
Up to
interesting
speed
strategy.
now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
We will have 12 laps to go. That is adventurous. Now, there must have been a double stack at Williams that cost Jumbo track position because Ritter was behind him before. Now, one McLaren has gone out. It's either Turbo Man or Lizard. I'm not quite sure who it was. I missed the... it might probably have been announced under the golden stripe. We've had no lapped cars. The field is spread by about half a lap, so shouldn't be more than 3 laps safety car, maybe even down to 2. Although it is hard to say what caused the McLaren to stop at that point. There is a word somewhere in Discord, but we don't know. Well, it was Turbo, and apparently he's not very happy with Lizard. But only one car is out, and that is Turbo Man. We have 2 Ferraris close to the end of the field, but all that will bunch up. 18 cars remaining. Of course, Slayer soft tires will have a warm-up advantage, but I don't think they're gonna last. I drove 100% race in China in 2021 and I did 1 stop, medium and hard. But I think the softs didn't last too long. I believe the winner of that race made a strategy soft, medium, but his mediums were very dead at the end. I almost overtook him. But that was 100%. This here is 50%, everything more than 1 pit stop. Without more than 1 safety car would be unadvisable. Apparently one of the Ferraris has been back in the pits. Field is still not together. Now Red Bull has also had a double stack, of course, which means that if they had a double lead coming into the pits, they certainly won't have one now. And the colors confirm that. One Red Bull is leading, Max Duca is being second, Ferdinand is third, and the other Red Bull is fourth at the time. Then there is one Alpine left in the lead group, but Matt Pryor is going into the pits. And still the last two haven't caught up. One Alpha Tauri and one Ferrari, so we definitely have one more lap of
Our
safety.
gap behind is 1.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. Your last lap time was 2 minutes 21.6. 3 seconds will be added to their time at the end of the race.
P5 would be Hatchet, 6 Van Cadleck, 7 Slayer, and P8 Ritter, P9 John Ball, and P10 Lazo. Currently no Mercedes within the top 10. Lucas not being in the best position ever, not sure what happened there. Maybe he was involved in the earlier incident with the out time. That might explain. In 2010, Jenson Button made a really slow restart at the hairpin. Led to his teammate Hamilton having to go over the grass, going into the hairpin, messing up the Red Bulls, etc. etc.
Stay in position until the green flags.
Also in 2010, it was not sure whether the cars would actually be back from China very soon, because there was this volcanic ashes in the air over Europe from Icelandic volcano. And then shortly after the race in China, the antivirus software that I had, McAfee, instead of releasing an antivirus, released a virus into their customers, and I had to save my hard drive in a creative way. It was the end of my McAfee membership. But never mind. Racing is about to resume. On we go.
Don't worry if the car behind
The
tries
second
to
half
overtake
of the
you,
race
they've got a time penalty. It'll come back to us.
has already done one lap ago. Now it's lap 16. Let's see how these soft tires help Mr. Slayer in his Haas. We should take advantage of them while they are young. He's actually running wide. One Cadillac is not yet offering any opening. A little running wide from Richter, but not beyond what the game allows. Very careful and gingerly on the gas. Battery full. No DRS. Any maneuvers? Does not appear so. And we have Max Duca in the lead. Is he trying soft tires as well? Wouldn't be the first time in season 3. Well, whatever it is, that's brought him to the top. One of the very first times since the race in Singapore that he won. That was round 2, we're now facing round 24 of the championship. Both championships have been decided. McLaren is Constructors Champion and Race is Drivers Champion. And France is Champion of Discussions amongst the races and the rounds that have been held. Well, so far there is no firework coming from Slayer on the soft tires. But there is quite a tight maneuver amongst the other Aston Martin of 13H. Ooh, Slayer starting to slide already. Now, Hedgehog and 13H, those two have had great duels in the past. Now there one results we will know. Hedgehog is ahead of a Red Bull and ahead of 13H. 13H dropping back.
Good work, great pass.
And the Richter passing Slayer, so Slayer probably starting to do his higher decision, but Richter has to stay in DRS range of Cadillac, who drives inside of 13H. Does 13H have damage? The front wing looks intact from here. The tires are hard in the nature, but that shouldn't be such a disadvantage. And Max Duca leads still, and quite convincingly. He must have put on the salt. Let's see if the gamble lasts. Certainly an intriguing perspective for the last 10 laps after this one. We have the two Red Bulls also dropping back. It appears if Hedgehog is now in P2. Now what has happened to 13H and these Red Bulls? Now we have 2 wide, that may become 3 wide, and that might become 4 wide. Well, we're certainly at 3 wide now. Let's see how they all survive, and we have 4 wide! What that was! Oh, yeah. That was not planned. What, it was beautiful. Oh, very nice. Oh, a little bit of contact. Oh, shame, but let's do that again in the next lap. That looked beautiful. If they all survive until then. Still, a mystery. 13H and the 2 Red Bulls starting to drop back, and Cadillac has dropped back as a result of this shenanigans in the last sector. Robust defending against the 2 Williamses from Mr. Rickert, and again he has the soft tire Slayer ahead of him. Now. And that was a dynamic lap. Lap 18. I'm gonna have to mark that. Matsuka still leads. There is Hedgehog in P2, a Red Bull in P3. 13H in P4 now, the Heats in P5, Slayer P6, Richter P7, and the Williams is in P8 and 9. And we have the next DRS zone coming up, and it's gonna be madness. No madness, in fact very civilized. 2 Williams running wide, and Vlasov passing one of them. Okay, Slayer starting to suffer on his tires again and dropping behind the Richter. Matsuka still out of the DRS zone of the others. The gamble is still paying off, and still the question remains unanswered: what happened to these Red Bulls and 13H? So far all I can say is that they are on the hard tires. But that shouldn't give them a disadvantage. They all stayed out, so I don't think they have broken wings. Because if you feel it on any circuit, but certainly feel it on that one. These long, sweeping corners. Use too much battery in the early stages after the restart. Well, anyway, We have another culmination of DRS and ERS coming up on this straight. Looking for P4. Realistically speaking, Ferdinand will not be in P4 much longer. And he isn't. Supra is keeping out of the DRS of the others, but it is still 8 laps to go. Will the second Red Bull be able to close the gap on Headset in the Alpha Tower behind the first Red Bull of Reifler? And will be able to take 13 edge on the Victor with you? Well, he certainly does the second, but we're not yet sure about the first. It looks a bit too big for 1 second. But that won't stop him trying. 13 inches too far away from the heats. So the Victor is close enough to 13 edge to attempt to pass. And succeeding in doing so, will he take the Williams with him? Williams certainly tries. Ooh. Too close for comfort. Williams not yet succeeding, but it's a matter of centimeters. And 13 edge stays ahead. Rickle still in DRS of the heats, but the heats not in DRS of Headset. Headset in DRS of Reifler, Reifler not in DRS of Matsuka, and 7 laps to go. Tire front, it should be pretty equal between the mediums and the hards at this stage. They both have a few laps on, but not too much. The weight of the car has been reduced. The Victor staying within DRS of the heats, but a bit too far to try and pass. Headset also on soft tires. Would that suggest that the first Red Bull of Reifler is also on soft tires? Do we have a soft tire trio at the beginning? Intriguing. Certainly cool to have all three tire colors in the lead group. With only 7 laps to go, and now it's 6 laps to go. I'm pretty confident in not two tires on the reds and softs. It will fit his style in this game. And looking at the distance to the rest so far, the gamble is still paying off. It's 6 long laps with these long corners. The famous cliff is awaiting. Less so for Rickard, and even less so for the hard runners like the Heats or Ferdinand. Ferdinand seems to be back in equilibrium. He keeps pace with Rickard. Might he plan something for the last lap? On the other hand, the Heats and Rickard are not yet gaining on Headset despite having the 2 harder tire sets on. Was it a good gamble on the soft? So far it looks that way. Is that an attack? No. But indeed, Hatchet is keeping pulling away. Of course, Hatchet had DRS and Rifler. We underestimate it. If the soft tires are really fast, you can only find out in the first
The pace is strong, but be aware these tyres need to go the distance.
Rickert already gets that notification. I don't know how it will be about Max Duca and Hatchet, and maybe Rifle. But intriguing. Definitely intriguing. We have still 18 cars in the race. And still Hatchet is not falling back into the clutches of the heats in the victory. And after this one it's only 4 laps to go. So the soft tire gamble looks the longer the better. But Rifler and Hatchet are getting closer to Max Duca, who must be a little sweat in his lead position. But at least he had clean air so far. That will be worth something, particularly towards the end of the
Okay, that's us with 5 laps.
And we have a spin from a Mercedes. That's probably it's hard to judge. Well, Mercedes spin over. Richter attack is on. And he's passing the heats without leaving too much space, but everything fine. And the Rifler is not on the softs, he is on the mediums. That should bring him into prime position
And gap to
for the end of
front
the
is
race.
3.3 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 12 laps old. Time last lap was a 1 minute 35.8. Alright, you're falling back by 1/10 a lap.
Well, it's amazing. It's amazing that Hatchet and Matthew can make the soft tires last so long. But I still have a certain feeling that the best cars in the field in the remaining laps might be with Rifler. But good tactical game, I like it. And still, Rickert is not gaining. Oh, he's in fact losing track position back to the heats again. Now stay behind here, because otherwise you will be the one giving DRS and not getting it. But that was unfortunate. That takes him definitely out of the lead side. There's only 3 laps to go after this one.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
The heat stays on the outside, that now becomes the inside. Difficult one. No touch. And now 13 Edge is coming by on the inside. Wow. Oh, we have... Fingers crossed. Everybody keeps looking in the right direction. That should have been beautiful to look at from the outside. Now the heat is falling back behind 13 Edge.
Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 5.8 seconds.
But yeah, that half a lap certainly made them miss the lead race. Which we look at on the driver tracker. Max Duca leads. Rifler P2, Hatchet P3, 2 of these 3 on the soft tires, 1 on the
Right,
medium.
we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
And it looks as if Rifler is about to attack. And another slide from Richter. But his tires must have been new for the second stint. It is hardly understandable why he is struggling so much, but he will probably not keep his teammate behind. 2 tenths, 1 tenth, and there comes the heats. And the defense towards the Heats almost converts into an attack towards his teammate. Yes, we know how these things work. Remember Kimi in Hoffenheim 2019. Oh, the Heat's very close, but he won't pass him through the outside, but he tries the inside. Is he alongside enough? Is there a touch? There is a spin! The Heat has fun. Second Red Bull out of the fight for P4. Max Duker is still in the lead. Rifler is still in P2 and Hatchet is still in P3. We're looking at two Aston Martins, P4 and 5. Jumbo and Plaza in a respectable distance. Careful with these curves, gentlemen.
Just manage the gap to the car behind. We think they've got a time penalty.
We think. Very funny. You know. Okay. Now, the lead duel is heating up. Rifler ever closer to Max Duka, seeing on the driver track. Is he passing or is he keeping his battery powder dry? He can afford to keep his powder dry because Hatchet does not seem to be in striking distance. So I guess Max Duka will have to face the fact that he may be attacking the last long straight in this race. Whether the same applies to 13 Edge is doubtful because he has just gotten out of the DRS zone
Okay,
of
this is
his
your final
teammate.
lap. Final lap of the race.
But P4 and 5 is a stable result for Aston Martin, and with dropping out of Lewis at the end of lap 1, they would at this very moment increase their points gap towards Alfa Romeo. No, not yet. If Max Duka wins, Alfa Romeo catches, but will he win? He has a very ambitious
Okay,
follower
we've only got one lap of fuel
in Rifler.
remaining.
Hatchet seems to have respectable distance, so it is a duel for the lead. If you look at the driver tracker, 13 Edge seems to have the edge on Rickard seems to have the edge on Jumbo, at least in total. And now, the leaders enter the last long straight while Rickard is taking a bit too much curb, and now the attack must certainly come from Mr. Rifle. He's gaining and gaining and gaining, and he passes Max Duka. Will he overshoot the braking zone? Does the time drive? We will know very soon. Hatchet stays behind. Rifler stays ahead. Does Rifler have time penalties? We will find out soon enough. Rifler crosses the finish line first, and he has no penalties. He has beaten Max Duka fair and square in the last lap. Jumbo crosses the line. And has made Vlasov past Rickard. Jumbo himself dropping back. That was unfortunate. Well, good race. Chieni ARL. Now we need to look at the final standings when everybody has crossed the finish line. That would be very helpful.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
That was good fun.
Rifle, Max Duka, Hatchet, Ferdinand, Vlasov, Rickard, Jumbo, Lucas, Matt Pryor, Slayer, Brissin, Van Padlek, Danny, Ayor, Castle, and everybody has crossed the finish line.
Guys, we've gone last couple of laps. Tried my best.
Good race, I like it. Unfortunate for the Heats, but I don't think
Maybe
there was
one
contact,
major
but
mistake.
well,
Big
Discord will show us.
almost did make me spin, but the rest of the race was pretty good. Oh,
And first win in a long time for Rifler.
30 meters too late.
Even the champion
4.05.
pointed out last week that Rifler had a constant amount of points for far too long. So now it's good
So,
to have that
good for that
changed.
win. Congrats, mate.
Fastest lap, as almost always,
Nice.
going to an Alfa Romeo, in this case Max Duca.
2 retirements.
No points for McLaren, but they already have the championship
penalties.
in the house.
Okay.
Well, thanks for watching and listening. Upload will start shortly. See you back for more ARL action la prossima settimana in Portugal, in Portimao, Circuito de Algarve. Until then, have a good night.